You think about Meta and their pivot to the metaverse and how it missed Wall Street's expectations. Now, as you create a strategy around investing in the metaverse, I'm wondering, how long does it take to start seeing results from that?
Well, if you look at what has happened with NFTs in the last year or two, 23 billion in transactions last year, up from virtually nothing just a few years ago. What's clear is that this is a profound and large market, and investors are looking for access to that market.
Well, it's interesting. When you think about the metaverse, I'm wondering how the NFT strategy really fits into that. How do you bake in crypto investments into a liquid portfolio here?
Yeah, we've put together a strategy at Domain Money that focuses on the infrastructure layer of the metaverse, which obviously incorporates NFTs, the transactions required to buy an NFT, the storage requirements to have those assets be housed, the rendering technologies to process three-dimensional objects in real time in a virtual world. All of those things are infrastructure bets that are part of our metaverse strategy.
Adam, there are folks out there who think the metaverse is just a pipe dream. How big do you think the total addressable market really is here? And when does that market actually start being addressed?
Yeah, well, the notion of the metaverse being something that emerges in one day and is an all-encompassing virtual world is really missing the point. The metaverse is a collection of digital locations or experiences that are occurring today in the world. Roblox, Snap, augmented reality, virtual reality, all of these things make up a collection of experiences that define the metaverse.
You mentioned companies that are more focusing on the software experience, and I wonder about the hardware. Who do you see cracking that hardware part of the market, and is that necessary to get that innovation to the masses? Is it Meta? Is it Apple? Is it Microsoft?
Sure. Well, certainly NVIDIA, Qualcomm, and just the massive storage requirements that are needed to house this many digital assets is a profound market in and of itself. And so we've looked at a number of those underlying technologies as we thought about crafting our metaverse strategy.
When you think about the metaverse here, Adam, I'm wondering how this plays into the larger picture of what you're trying to build at Domain Money. You left Goldman Sachs, you were building a traditional investing and saving platform. How many people now have signed up with you in the recent weeks since starting Domain Money, launching the platform, and allowing people to both invest in cryptocurrency now and stocks?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So we've been really pleased with our reception in the market. We have thousands of customers. We've only been live for a week or two, and it's been quite incredible to see the response, particularly to our strategies. Investors are looking for a responsible, diversified way to invest in these new asset classes. And rather than having to make a bet on one individual protocol or cryptocurrency, investors can avail themselves to our strategies, which are curated by our investment team and represent a basket of assets that give investors exposure to this asset class.
And you're also getting some exposure to the crypto space. Can you tell us specifically where and if the recent tumult in the crypto markets is giving you any pause?
Well, the short-term volatility in this market is to be expected. What I think is more important to focus on is what is happening in the blockchain ecosystem. What we've seen is DeFi marketplaces emerge over the last few years, less than 5 billion in transaction volume, up to nearly 200 billion. That's not speculation. That's investors, that's dollars being placed into a market to appreciate yield, to lend or to borrow. Cryptocurrencies, the blockchain ecosystem is opening up access to financial markets in a way that heretofore has never been available. And that's a profound shift in the way financial services work. We think blockchain technologies represent the operating system of finance. Mm-hmm. And so we're very excited about the future of these technologies, despite the current market tumult.
You know, I think about DeFi and how many companies in the last couple of months have pitched me their own DeFi strategy from traditional finance. And having now kind of worked with both, do you think tried and true financial players are going to be able to become DeFi?
Well, there's no question that the large incumbent financial institutions are going to embrace blockchain technologies. In fact, they already have. I'm reminded of the comment that Jamie made at JP Morgan Chase about crypto in general. And now, of course, JP Morgan has their own coin. And so it's very clear that the large investment firms are moving into cryptocurrencies, moving into blockchain technologies. And the thing that I am quite interested in is if you look at the developer community, the engineering efforts that are going on behind the scenes, it's really hard to find a technology startup that's focused on financial services that isn't embracing blockchain technologies.
Right.
And that ought to tell you something.
And Adam, what does this mean for the war on talent here? You hear the banks and you hear also crypto firms just really needing engineering talent here. Is it getting really competitive? And I say that as somebody who just hired from Bridgewater, 30 people from Goldman Sachs. Where are you getting your talent?
Well, we've been very delighted by the quality of the resumes that are coming over the transom. We have a number of job openings at Domain Money, and so encourage people to check those out on our website. But yes, your point is well taken. It used to be that the large banks had to just contend with the Googles and the Facebooks of the world for the talent war. Now there's a whole new wave of DeFi entrants that are stealing quality candidates away from even the Googles and the Apples of the world. And so there is absolutely a talent war happening. But it's interesting. I was asked to give a talk at Harvard a few weeks ago and was amazed at the number of people who plan to go into crypto after they graduate. The wave is absolutely a large one, and I think it's early days for this market space. We have really yet to see the best implementations of blockchain technologies. They are yet to come.